Good.
Very funny.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you found it very, very funny.
Hey, Rachel.
Hello.
Miss Rachel. Hi.
Hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good
Oh,
morning to you all.
I see. Hello. Hi, teacher.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Good. Put your hand up if you watched part 5.
Yay.
Yes, Marlin and Nemo find each other, so it's a very happy ending. So, welcome to my class. So, guys, today we are continuing with our movie study. Now, yesterday, all of you should have watched part 5. Part 5 is the ending of our movie, so we're all caught up to the end now. Now, let's have a look at our homework first before we get started. So, for homework, I asked you to write about the relationship between Marlin and Dory. Like I said, the relationship is always changing throughout the movie. That's why we talk about it in most of our classes. Now, in part 4, how did we find that Marlin and Dory's relationship was? Was it good or bad? What do we think? Teddy, what do you think?
The relationship inside the well is bad because Marlon didn't trust Dory at the first time, but Marlon did trust, and then Marlon mm, gets off of the well down, and then they were burst out in the well's blowhole.
Good girl, well done. Perfect answer. So at the beginning of part 4, their relationship is a little bit rocky, okay? It's not great, but it's also not terrible. So they get off the turtles. We know that Marlin cares about Dory because he saved her from the jellyfish. But now Dory wants to ask a whale for help, and Marlin does not trust Dory. He doesn't think it's a good idea. When they are inside the whale, Marlin is angry and really upset. Eventually, the whale tries to make the fish go down the back of his throat. And Marlin does not trust the whale and he does not trust Dory. Marlin thinks that the whale wants to eat them. But eventually, in the end, like Teddy said, Marlin does trust Dory. He lets go of the whale and they end up being blown out of the blowholes into Sydney. So their relationship is continually getting better. Marlin is starting to trust Dory more and more. He's caring for her more and more. Well done, Teddy. Now, our second part of the homework was the cause and effect table. So, what I wanted you to do was I wanted you to come up with your own causes and your own effects from the movie from part 4. So, here are some examples of what I've come up with. Number 1, Nigel tells Nemo his dad is coming to save him. What is the effect of Nigel telling Nemo his dad is coming to save him? Ming Huang?
Nemo,
What does Nemo do? So when Nigel tells him,
Nemo do the plan.
very good, well done. Nemo retries to do the plan, okay? So Nemo hears this news, he's super excited about it, and he feels determined to succeed. So he tries the escape plan again. He goes and gets a pebble by himself and swims up to the filter. Well done, Ming Huang. Okay, next, Nemo successfully stops the filter from working. So Nemo does it. He does the plan correctly. He successfully stops the filter from working. So if the cleaning filter is not working, what happens to the tank? Well, the purpose of a filter is to clean the tank. So if there's no cleaner in the tank, what will happen? What happens to the tank? Kiwi, can you tell me?
It make the town not clean.
Very good. Well done. Good girl. It makes the tank unclean. So the tank gets dirty and everyone is super happy because the plan is going to work. Okay, next. Dory asked the whale for help. Dory asked the whale for help. What effect did this have? Sao.
Dory and Marlin go in the whale mouth and the whale blow it out to Sydney.
Very good. Well done. Amazing. The whale puts them in their mouth. That's what happens first. Good job. Well done, Sao. Amazing. So the whale put Marlin and Dory in its mouth. Next, Dory and Marlin let go of the whale's tongue and they fall down the throat. What is the effect of this? Quang Hai?
Then the throat come to the blowholes. Then the blowhole, the water goes up to the air. That means the whale want to breathe.
Very good. Well done,
And
Quang
the
Hai.
whale in the water, they can in the water for many hours. They don't breathe in water for many hours.
Very good. Well done, Quang Hai. Lovely facts there. So the whale shoots them out of its blowhole. So when they fall down the throat, they go into the water and the whale breathes out and shoots them out of its blowholes. So the whale shoots them out of its blowholes in Sydney. And what is the effect of this? How does Marlin feel and what does he go to do? Let's go for Hannah.
I forgot.
Okay, so when they get blown out of the whale, they end up in Sydney. How does that make Marlin feel? Is he happy or sad?
He's scared.
So not quite scared, but that's okay if you don't remember. Don't worry. Who can help? Tweechy.
Feel happy and then going to find Nemo.
Good girl. Well done, Tweechy. When they get out at Sydney, they are excited and they start to look for Nemo. Good girl. Well done. So many of you wrote similar causes and effects. Some of you had different ones that still made sense. Some people just wrote what happened in the story. So that wasn't what I was asking to do. So a cause and effect. A cause is why something happens, and the effect is what happens behind it. So this is what I was really looking for, something similar to this. Well done, Teddy. Then Marlin said, "Thank you, sir," in whale. Good girl. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get started on our lesson today. So we're learning about part 5. Part 5 is called excuse me, is called the reunion. Now, who can explain to me what is a reunion? What is a reunion? What does that mean? Unite means together, and means to do again. So if you reunite with someone, it means that you meet up together again. So Marlin and Nemo have a reunion. They meet together, and everyone is very, very happy. Now let's go through the timeline to make sure that we remember what happened in part 5. What is the first thing that happened here? What's happening in this scene? I can see a hand in water, and I can see a green net with lots of fish in it. What's happening here? What is the dentist doing? Which fish is the dentist trying to get out of the tank? Assie, can you tell me?
Nemo.
Good girl, well done. Why does he want to get Nemo out of the tank?
Because
He wants to give Nemo to someone as a present.
yes.
Yeah? Can you remember who he wants to give Nemo to?
Yes. No, I don't remember.
Oh, that's okay, don't worry.
I just remember it's a girl.
Okay, good girl. You're right, it is a girl. Can anyone remember the name of the girl that the dentist wants to give Nemo to? Let's go for, let's go for Cindy.
Is Darla.
Good girl, it's Darla, and Darla is his niece. So the dentist has a niece called Darla who likes fish, but she doesn't look after them very well. So well done. So the dentist wants to get out Nemo, but what is happening here? What did the other fish do to help Nemo when the dentist tries to get him? Kang.
They push it out.
Very good. They push it down. Gil thinks very fast. He says, "Everybody, swim in the net," and they all swim down. Well done, Kang. So the tank got cleaned at night because this is a problem for their plan. The tank was very dirty, but when the fish were sleeping, the dentist installed a new filter called the Aquascum 2003. This new filter, there is no way that they could clog the machine, so they have a big problem here. Then the tank gang tried to save Nemo from the dentist. Next, what's happening here? Nemo's in a plastic bag, but what does Nemo do when the dentist puts him in a plastic bag? What does the dentist do? Emma?
He is pretending.
Yeah. He is pretending to.
Die.
Good girl. Well done, Emma. He plays dead. Well done. Good girl, Emma. He pretends to die. He plays dead. Why does he do this? Why does Nemo play dead? Likang.
Because Nemo don't want Darla to take him.
Very good. Well done. Because Nemo doesn't want Darla to take him, and if he plays dead, he is hoping that the dentist will put him down the toilet because all of the drains lead to the ocean. Well done. So when the dentist was about to give Darla her present, Nemo was smart and played dead. Now we have Marlin, who is in Nigel's mouth. Marlin is in Nigel's mouth because Nigel helped them when Marlin was almost being eaten by a different pelican. Now, Marlin looks in, and what does he see? Marlin looks very shocked and sad here. What does Marlin see? Tuichi.
He see that Nemo is in a plastic bag
Good
and
girl. How does Nemo look? Does Nemo look okay?
no,
No, he looks dead.
he look dead.
Very good. Well done. So Marlin comes to try and save Nemo, but he thought he was dead. How did this make Marlin and Dory feel? Sad or happy? Shout it out.
Sad.
Very sad. Good. This made Marlin, Dory, and Nigel very sad. All of them thought that he was dead, so they were very upset about this. Now, when they get back to the water, Marlin thanks Dory for all of her help, but then he wants to swim away by himself. He wants to go alone. How does this make Dory feel? Quang Hai.
Then Dory think Nemo is dead. Then she asks Marlin in wait if Nemo escape up to the ocean. But Marlin didn't trust her. Then he go home.
Good. So Marlin wants to go home by himself, doesn't he? He wants to go home by himself, but how does that make Dory feel? Is Dory okay with Marlin leaving her, or is she sad?
Sad.
Good. She's really sad. She even starts to cry. She doesn't want him to leave her alone. She even says that when she looks at Marlin, she feels like she is home. So Marlin is devastated. He thinks that Nemo is dead. He thanks Dory for her help and he swims off by himself. Then Nemo bumps into, who is this? Who does Dory find? Everyone shout it out.
Nemo.
Good. Well done. Dory finds Nemo, and Nemo is looking for his dad. Dory is really upset because she can't remember what's going on. She says, I think I'm looking for someone, but I don't know. Then Dory magically sees something that says Sydney. She says, Sydney. And when she says this, all of her memories come back to her like it's magic, and Dory remembers who Nemo is. So when Dory saw Nemo, she suddenly remembered everything. It was a miracle. Then we can see Marlin and Nemo hugging because Dory took Nemo to Marlin and they were so happy to see each other. Then we have one more problem. What problem do we face here? What happens? Teddy?
The problem in the name is
All of the fish get stuck, include Dory. And
Good
when
girl.
Nemo sees Dory and all of the fish, Dory come and help all of the fish and Dory to get saved. And he
Good girl.
remember what all the tank fish in the tank and help him in the net, and then he set all of the fish to swim and the net gets and then the net gets ripped out and all of the fish been saved.
Wow, well done. Amazing. Well done, Teddy. Really good answer. So, what happens here is Dory gets stuck in the net with all of the other fish because there are fishermen trying to get the fish out of the water. When this happens, Nemo goes to save Dory, and he is very smart. He remembers the plan that the tank gang taught him, and then they all swim down and they get out. Well done. Teddy, really good answer. Now, another quick question. When Marlin is holding on to Nemo here, Marlin does not want Nemo to go. He says, "No, I've just got you back. I'm not going to lose you again." And Nemo says, "Dad, I can do it." And how does Marlin react? Is Marlin overprotective? Is Marlin overprotective? Shout it out. Yes or no? No. Good. Well done. He has changed, okay? So Marlin says, when Nemo says, "Dad, I can do it," Marlin looks at Nemo and says, "You know what? You can. You can do this." So this is showing us that their relationship is really improving and that he trusts Nemo. So well done. Dory got stuck in a fishing net. Nemo was smart and brave. He told all the fish to swim down. Marlin was scared he would lose Nemo again, but he trusted him and let go. And as Teddy said, everyone keeps swimming down and they are able to save everyone. Then finally, we go back to the reef. At the very, very end, we go back to the reef. And what happens at the end? Marlin wakes Nemo up for school. And how does Marlin act? Is he worried and scared and strict and overprotective and afraid? What is he like? Likhang. Is he scared and afraid and worried and overprotective?
No,
Good girl. He's not. What does he do?
I don't know because I didn't watch.
Oh, okay, that's okay. Okay, who can help? Who did watch? What happens at the end? Is Marlin happy and carefree or overprotective?
Carefree and
Good.
Free.
Well done. He's carefree and happy. He's playing with Nemo. He says, "I'm going to beat you to school." They have a race, and Marlin is telling jokes to all the dads. Everyone is really happy. So, Nemo's relationship with Marlin has improved significantly. So it's improved a lot. Marlin isn't as overprotective and he trusts Nemo that can take care of himself. Nemo rushes back to tell his dad he loves him before going to school. So again, this is a huge contrast. At the beginning of the movie, Nemo says, "I hate you," to his dad. But at the end, Nemo even rushes back before he goes to school to tell his dad that he loves him. So everyone is very, very happy. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to just analyze the character relationships for the very last time. So I want to look at Nemo and the Tank Gang. What do we think about Nemo and the Tank Gang in the very end of the movie? What is their relationship like? Is it good or bad?
good.
Okay, who can explain to me why it's good? Okay, Tweechy, why is it good?
Because when the dentist takes Nemo out to give it to the pills, come out and help Nemo.
Good girl, well done. When Nemo is in the plastic bag, almost about to be given to Darla, the tank gang get really scared and they get really worried and they try to help Nemo. They are very quick to think and they are very smart. What they do is they put Gil in the volcano and they start up the ring of fire. And what does this do to Gil? When they start up the ring of fire and all the bubbles, what does this make Gil do? Quang Hai.
Then then the bubbles when you in the hole of the hole in the volcano cannot blow bubbles. Then, mm, the then it go to the up to the air and got to the dollar head to make dollar not shaking Nemo anymore.
Very good.
But
Well done,
Nemo
Quang Hai.
didn't die. Nemo just be dizzy little bit because when he dizzy little bit he and he put his tummy on the upside and one thing he just got dizzy little bit.
Yes, he was just playing dead. He was just pretending to be dead so that he would get put down the toilet. Well done, Quang Hai. Amazing. So, when Nemo is being given to Darla as a present, the Tank Gang are so smart and so fast, they think of a plan. They put Gil in the volcano, they shoot out the bubbles. This makes Gil fly out of the fish tank and onto Darla's head. Darla starts screaming and panicking, and the dentist says the animals have gone crazy. Then Gil lands on the dentist's tools and he is able to move his body to flip Nemo into the dentist sink to go down to the drain. So Gil risks his life to save Nemo. So they have a very special relationship. Assie, please can you read this paragraph for me? The Tank Gang consistently
Help and try to protect Nemo. I can see.
You can't see?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I can see.
You can see now? Okay.
Protect Nemo when
Philip
people
Sherman
try to take Nemo out the tank. All the fish
swam.
in the net. Swim in the net. Philo even risked his life to save Nemo.
Good girl, lovely. So we can see here they have a beautiful relationship. They are very, very good friends. The Tank Gang always, so they consistently, which means they always help and try to protect him. Gil even risks his own life to save Nemo. Good job, guys. Okay, Marlin and Dory. So we've been talking about their relationship a lot, and that's because their relationship has changed so much during the course of the movie. In the beginning, Marlin was untrusting of Dory. He was annoyed and frustrated by her. He even wanted to get rid of her. But at the end, how is their relationship? What do we think about their relationship? Okay, Tweet Chi, go ahead.
Marlin and Dory relationship has stronger and
Is stronger. Good girl. Well done. How do you know it's stronger?
because when the Marlin come to Marlin is stuck in the net.
So yeah, you're right. So Marlin helps Dory when she gets stuck in the net. That's really good. So we know that their relationship is getting stronger and stronger. At the beginning, Marlin was annoyed and frustrated with Dory, but at the end, Marlin says to Dory, when he thinks that Nemo is dead, he says, "You know what, Dory? Thank you for all your help. I couldn't have done this without you." So he appreciates Dory. He trusts her. And then Dory gets very upset when he tries to leave, and Dory even says that he is like home for her. So that shows that they have a very, very close relationship. I would like Kiwi. Kiwi, can you read for me? Dory and Marlin's relationship. So Dory and Marlin's relationships continues to improve. Marlin thanks Dory for all her help. He knows that if she wasn't along with him on the journey, he wouldn't have made it to find Nemo. So he understands that she was an important part of the journey. But in the end, everything is good and Dory comes back to the reef. So this maybe implies that she lives in the reef with all of them. So they've become really good friends. Okay, what about Nemo and Dory? When Nemo and Dory first meet each other, they don't know each other. But eventually, Dory sees the Sydney sign and she remembers everything. Then she realizes who Nemo is and she stops at nothing to bring Nemo back to Marlin. She even gets quite angry at one point with a crab. Can anyone remember what happens with the crab? Leo? Can you remember what happens?
The crab don't know what Dory says.
So not quite. So the Dory asks the crab where Nemo's dad is, and the crab says, "Yeah, I know where he is, but I'm not going to tell you." Then Dory gets angry, and what does Dory do to the crab?
He put the crab up to the water, and the bird eats the crab.
Very good. She gets so angry at the crab for not helping that she puts the crab up to the seagulls, and then the crab says, "Okay, okay, I'll tell you, I'll talk." Well done, Leo. Very good work. So this is showing a different side of Dory. We're seeing that Dory can be quite angry here, but it just shows us how determined that she is to help. So when Nemo met Dory for the first time, they did not know each other. Dory was confused and upset, and Nemo offered to help. When Dory saw the tube that said Sydney, she remembered everything. Dory is determined to reunite Marlin and Nemo, and even threatens to feed a crab to the seagulls if it doesn't help them. Nemo is brave and smart, and he helps Dory when she gets stuck in the fisherman's net. So here we can see that they, even though they have just met each other, they have got a good relationship. They're looking out for one another. Okay, last question before we move on to the last thing. How has the relationship between Marlin and Nemo changed? At the beginning of the movie, Marlin is extremely overprotective and strict. He's worried and overprotective of Nemo. How does that change at the end of the movie? What does Marlin act like at the end of the movie? Ming Huang.
He is not overprotective.
Good job, Ming Huang. Well done. He's not overprotective. He lets Nemo do what he wants. He trusts that Nemo can look after himself. Their relationship has gotten so much better. Nemo even rushes back to tell his dad how much he loves him. So at the end, we can see that Marlin has learned a lesson and understands that Nemo can do things by himself. Okay, guys, the last thing we're going to look at today is an identity timeline. An identity timeline shows us how characters change during the course of a movie. So we're going to look at how some characters have changed from the beginning to the end. Have a look here. The first person we're going to look at, and the only person we're going to look at today actually, is Marlin. So these are some adjectives I have described to use to describe Marlin. So we have afraid and nervous, trusting, loving, playful, overprotective and cautious, less protective, carefree, and annoyed, frustrated, and untrusting. Now, the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 show the beginning and the end of the movie. So what I want to do is I want to play a quick little game. So I want to pick two people to play this game at one time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to pick which color, so which words, so you can shout out the color that you think that Marlin is at the very beginning of the movie. Which word or words are we going to use to describe Marlin at the beginning of the movie? So I want you to shout out the colors. So we can say red, yellow, green, purple, dark blue, and light blue. Okay, so I'm going to pick Kiwi and Quang Hai first. Are you ready, Kiwi and Quang Hai?
Yes.
Okay, so on the count of 3, I want you to shout out the color that you think Marlin is at the very beginning of the movie. The very beginning. Are you ready?
If
1, 2, 3.
afraid, nervous.
Good. Well, you both shouted out afraid and nervous, and you are almost right. Now think about this, guys. How does Marlin act at the beginning of the movie with his wife?
Enjoying trusting and trusting.
So think about this with his wife Coral. How does he act with his wife Coral way at the beginning of the movie?
Loving, playful.
Good job. Well done, Kiwi. So good try, Quentin High. So we have to think way back to the beginning of the movie. At the beginning, he was loving and playful with Coral, okay? He's joking around with Coral. He loves her so much. Then what happens next? After this, a barracuda comes and eats his wife and most of his children. Then how does he become with Nemo? What do we think? Okay, I'm going to pick Teddy and I'm going to pick Ming Huang. So on the count of 3, you can shout out the words. Are you ready?
Overprotective.
Good job. Well done. So you both said the right thing, but Ming Huang was just a little bit faster. So well done, Ming Huang. The answer is overprotective and cautious. So after Coral dies, he becomes extremely overprotective and cautious. Okay, how does Marlin act next? What happens next is that he loses his son and he's in the deep blue sea by himself. So how do you think he is acting then? Let's go for Lekang, and Tweechy. Are you ready? So on the count of 3, you shout out the words that you think he is. 1, 2, 3.
And I frustrated and trusting.
So you're so close, very, very close, but it's not quite those words. So at the beginning, when he loses his son, how do you think he feels?
Afraid, nervous.
Good. Oh, sorry, Lekang. You weren't unmuted. Okay, so we'll give that one to Tweechy. Well done, Tweechy. Afraid and nervous. Well done. Sorry. So Lekang, you can play this time. Lekang, can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. Okay, I can hear you now. So let's have Lekang and let's have Lam. Let's have Lam. Okay, so on the count of 3, when Marlin meets Dory, how does he feel? After Marlin meets Dory for the very first time, how do we think he feels? 1, 2, 3.
Trusting.
And frustrating.
Very good. So that was Lam. Well done. Annoyed, frustrated, and untrusting. So when he first meets Dory, he's very annoyed with her. He thinks that she is wasting his time. So he feels annoyed, frustrated, and untrusting. Good job, Lam. Well done. Okay, let's have Teddy and let's have Cindy. Teddy and Cindy. Okay. Number 5. So after Marlin has known Dory for a while, how do we think he feels? He's gone through quite a lot of things with Dory. How do we think he feels now? 1, 2, 3.
Trusting.
Good. Wow, that was so fast. Well done, Teddy. Trusting. Good girl. So that means at the end, Marlin feels what? Everyone shout it out. There's only one answer left. He feels good job. By the end, he feels less protective and carefree. Well done. So have a look at the identity timeline that you guys have just helped me create. Have a look. So, in the beginning of the movie, he is happy and playful and loving with his wife Coral. Then, after the horrible incident where he loses his wife, he becomes overprotective and cautious of Nemo. Then, when he loses Nemo, he becomes afraid and nervous. When he finally meets Dory for the first time, we can see that he is annoyed, frustrated, and untrusting. He doesn't really like Dory. He doesn't trust her. Then, after a while of knowing Dory, he starts to become trusting. Afterwards, he is carefree and less protective and a much better father to Nemo. Now, for your homework, ta-da! I want you to turn to page 60 in your book. It should look like this: character timeline. Page 60. So give it a circle or write it down somewhere. I would like you to create an identity timeline for Nemo. I want you to make an identity timeline for Nemo, and I want you to pick one other character. You pick an identity timeline for Nemo and then someone else of your choice. And what I want you to do is I want you to write the adjectives to describe to describe the character and to show how they have changed, just like we did with Marlin. Okay? So I want you to write at least one adjective to show how the character changes from the beginning to the end of the story. And whoops, Nemo. So you write Nemo here, and then you write end beginning, and you tell me how Nemo is in the beginning. He's quite angry in the beginning with his dad. How does that change as the timeline goes on? Then you pick a character of your choice. So I want you to write adjectives. If you want to draw, that would be great. I would love it if you could draw, but you don't have to. I want you to write words like this. If you would like to draw, that would be great. But I want you to write the name Nemo, just like it is here, and then tell me, how is he at the beginning? At the beginning, he is happy and curious. Then what happens here? He looks very angry. He's angry at his dad. Then he gets stuck in the tube. When he's stuck in the tube, how does he feel?
But we do it in the the worksheet, or we do it in the book. Nemo
In the book. In the book. So here is the book. This is the book page, page 60. Okay? So you write character Nemo, and then you write the adjectives, and you can draw pictures to show how Nemo changes throughout the movie. Then here you pick a character of your choice. Okay? Okay, guys, we are running out of time, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen with you. Well done today, and have a really good day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.